It's 8 p.m. on this chilly but feel-good Saturday, which means it's time for your #1 stop for lifestyle, culture, and music entertainment. Here's what's coming up on Trendz Live tonight. We kick things off with a visit to the theater where the story of Michael Jackson is transformed ballet style. Taking us on a nostalgic trip, Mzansi Ballet's most recent production titled Heal the World, a ballet to the music of Michael Jackson, is a celebration of dance as a force for connection. We then go to Orlando, Soweto, where our Africa Month celebrations continue with a group of women who attest to the power of our continent's vibrancy through music. Abafazi Bengoma's performances entail live instruments, express dance, and compelling narratives. And then, as the saying goes, health is wealth. There is no age to getting fit and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, even in the golden years. Whether you're starting your fitness journey or continuing it, every step towards better health counts. All of that and so much more is on the way. This is Trendz Live. Coming to you live from Auckland Park, Johannesburg. Welcome to Trendz Live on SABC. Kamalamu Mnetisi, but you can call me Mne. Thank you so much for making us your choice of entertainment tonight. We are live on SABC News Channel 404, but you can conveniently stream us on SABC Plus. It's absolutely free to download for you to enjoy. As you enjoy everything we're dishing up for you tonight, please join the conversation on social media. We love hearing from you, so drop us those messages on X. The handle is Trendz on SABC. Please tell us how you are enjoying this show. All right, let's kick things off with a story that will certainly spark nostalgia to many. The theater space of world entertainment is live. Audiences are currently marveling at Mzansi's Ballet's most recent production titled Heal the World, a ballet to the music of Michael Jackson. The ballet is a celebration of dance as a force of connection, healing, and transformation. These sentiments resonate with the story of Michael Jackson. Trendz Live producer Didintle Mokeleti was at the Teatro at Monte Casino for an experience. Have a look.
Music that is reminiscent of global legend Michael Jackson. With the storyline so powerfully told through his timeless musical hits, this show's narrative isn't necessarily about the life of the king of pop.
The idea grew from there, and it's perfect timing because, as we know at the moment, there's also the movie out and everybody's talking about him and his life. And even though this ballet does not follow the life of Michael Jackson, it follows the impact that his genius has had on the arts, on people, on their lives, on their view of the world. The costumes are Michael, some of the moves are Michael, the music is Michael, but the story is not Michael. But it does touch on some of the healing that he had experienced in his own life through music, how he dealt with challenges and how we deal with challenges.
It's a story of resilience and self-discovery, driven through the journey of a young girl revisiting and navigating her troubled childhood. The art form of ballet becomes a brilliant way to tell what could be anyone's tale with a sprinkle of nuances from Michael Jackson's story.
I think ballet might be the perfect way to tell the MJ story because it's unexpected, you know? I think when you think MJ, you expect like a high energy, flashy, you know, pristine pop production or a stadium tour level piece of work that doesn't, you know, that entire world is completely removed from classical dance. Sure, we've been able to incorporate MJ's moves, but I think for me part of the fun has been taking that approach to executing the choreo. It's thinking about Michael Jackson as a student of ballet, as a student of classical dance.
From outstanding costumes to evocative choreography, the creatives were intentional with the ensemble of this production.
When I started, I wanted to find a good balance between people recognizing what he loves to do, his style, of course the iconic things like the moonwalk and the movements and the poses he uses, but changing them, tweaking them. For instance, in our ballet we do the moonwalk, but we do the moonwalk on points. It was a struggle finding the balance. We do a lot of his iconic movements, but I've contemporized a lot of them. I've put ballet into a lot of them, and I think the main thing is keeping more what he was about, not necessarily his movements, but his passion that he brought onto stage, the energy, what he made people feel, the love he put into what he's doing.
There's that personal connection to Michael Jackson, to his music, and how his music has helped us. That's what's so important in the choice of music, is that in the end, it's the hope that the ballet creates. He sings about healing the world. He sings about Thriller and the Monsters. He sings about Beat It. We often say that pictures tell 1,000 words, but in ballet, it's the moves that talk about it. In ballet, it's the small shoulder movement, it's the eyes, it's the placement of the face with the light on it that helps you interpret what it is that you are trying to say. And as an audience, how you interpret what they are meaning for you to understand.
And when the curtain closes, it's a success, as audiences have reflected reimagined interpretations of some of Michael Jackson's most beloved songs and, of course, thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Oh man, the king of pop will always be famous. On to this now. Listen, winter nights don't have to be gloomy and dull. The nice thing is you can still go out and experience some fun. You can grab a bite, you can, mingle with your loved ones and just really have the time of your life. Trendz live producer Randy Tubane braved the wet and cold Joburg weather and visited a popular jazz lounge in Sandton, the north of Johannesburg, where the evening featured 2 live jazz sets in a relaxed, seated environment. Have a look.
A curated live music experience that brings some of South Africa's leading jazz artists to an intimate, listening-focused setting. The series offers a space where music, atmosphere, and hospitality come together, creating a consistent home for jazz in Johannesburg. I got to speak to one of our leading jazz legends, Makoy Mkhubata, on staying rooted in our music as well as Africanism, and why he's decided to join this particular series.
I don't do restaurant, clubs, this and that, unless I have to. It must be meaningful. I said yes, and I saw the lineup, was like, yeah. And then when I saw the room, was like, yeah, I was right. So I'm in the right space, and I wish them, strength to thank. People are gonna get a taste of my latest songs from the current album, and the album that's gonna come out also, because one is privileged. I get to record every year. It helps me because I'm one of those artists who wake up with melodies.
As I continue my conversation with Makoy Mkhubata, he takes us through the importance of being able to preserve our African roots, storytelling, and also being able to pass on the baton to the younger ones.
Music culture is one of the last things we have. Let's preserve what we have, what is from here, and really work on our curriculum. It needs to change. Yeah. Everything is Eurocentric. There's nothing wrong with that, but things should level up, and exactly, and bring it back home, because youth can be lost. We need to guide them. We need to teach them Africanism, yes, African spirituality in everything. And the truth.
Sisonke Konti and Alex Hitteroth are behind the concept of this jazz series, and they are both musicians, so this space means quite a lot to them.
Yes, it has started very well. I think that's the first thing we need to say, that we've had 3 weeks now and it's been incredible reception and we've done really well with audiences and everybody's had a great time. As a musician myself, there aren't enough live music venues in Johannesburg, and just having another space which is focused on the music and focused on bands getting an opportunity to give their music to the audiences is really what we are looking at doing.
To become, an exceptional jazz artist, it takes a lot of hard work, spending time alone. Jazz musicians spend a lot of time alone, honing their skills, whether it be piano, saxophone. So just that alone, people don't understand. To become, an exceptional jazz artist, it takes a lot of hard work, spending time alone. Jazz musicians spend a lot of time alone, honing their skills, whether it be piano, saxophone. So just that alone, people don't understand. Jazz music in South Africa as a whole needs more airtime on radio, on TV, so thank you for giving us this opportunity as well. Just more awareness. I think we need to get rid of the word niche and stop making it niche and making it more accessible to the general public.
As a part of the Jazz Series, the establishment invited school bands to experience full preparations for a live performance. Sacred Heart College Jazz Band was one of them. We're excited to see what this new Jazz Series will give birth to next.
So exciting. Now, Johannesburg's museums, galleries and cultural spaces came alive this week and we had front row seats. We were at the day one of the Jozi aMuze Festival of Museums, a 4-day celebration marking International Museum Week, and the festival's rests under 3 pillars: history, memory and justice. Truly an inspiration of deep heritage, if you ask me. The first day was jam-packed with activities and our very own Annalisa Velemu was there. Have a look.
Jozi aMuze Festival of Museums commemorates history, memory and justice on a 4-day immersive cultural experience celebrating International Museum Week. The festival seeks to make history fashionable again. It invites us to pause, honor the vast wealth of our heritage, and measure the profound distance South Africans have traveled as a country.
One of the main reasons I conceptualized the Jozi aMuze Festival of Museums was because of the declining engagement or declining interest amongst young people in terms of, wanting to learn more about the history of our city or even the country at large, wanting to engage more with our culture, our collective memory, our heritage, but also our communities, our local communities do not visit museums. A lot of them do not know probably 90% of the museums that we have in the city.
Young people continue to view museums as stagnant places of heritage that refuse to move with the times, despite the fact that these institutions vividly demonstrate just how deeply those who came before us loved the nation.
Young people see museums as these stagnant places of culture and history. They see museums as spaces that are stuck in the past, that are not moving with the times.
Khaisang Sathege, curator of Jozi aMuze Festival of Museums, believes that heritage institutions need to allow access to young people to tell and live their own stories.
To invite young people into the museum space to bring their own stories, their own experiences, allow them the freedom to reinterpret what culture means, what history means to them.
The visitors had a jam-packed day one, marveling at different heritage and memorial sites.
Day one is jam-packed with activities, so we have an amazing curated experience on the city sightseeing bus.
And this is how they described their experience.
My experience today was amazing. I don't think I I would have gotten the experience any other way if it wasn't for this festival.
Today was very breathtaking for me. We went deep into our history, memory, and healing, using, of course, our museums as a source of inspiration.
It was my first time going to a museum. I never thought to go to, there's so much history into a museum. There's so much learning. There's so much healing that you can find in a museum.
A nation that remembers its origins is a nation moving in the right direction. We are profoundly shaped by the experiences and the paths forged by those who walked before us.
What a country rich in history. Listen, we're going to take a quick ad break, but when we come back, I sit down to celebrate African excellence with the Icons of Africa Awards. We chat to the founder and creative director, Natasha Mzansi, and Asavela Brian Tupa. Now, you definitely don't want to miss that. It's coming up after the break. Now, celebrating excellence, innovation, and African brilliance across industries, the Icons of Africa Awards continue to shine a spotlight on individuals and organizations making a meaningful impact across the continent. Joining me now are two of the driving forces behind this prestigious platform. It's the founder of the Icons of Africa Awards, Natasha Mzansi, and the creative director behind the vision and experience of the event, Brian Tupa. Now, thank you for joining us on Trendz Live. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, I feel so honored. Like the excellence, Jay. It's emanating from you.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much for having us on Trendz Live.
Let's chat about it. So exciting. Icons of Africa Awards. Natasha, I'm going to start with you.
Sure.
Where did the vision come from? Where did the birth of Icons of Africa Awards come from?
Okay, sure. I've been doing the awards for almost 6 years now. Traveled to 12 to 15 African countries. While doing that, I saw a gap. Some of the awards, they're made for certain people or a caliber of people. Not there's anything wrong with them. Then I was like to my team, with Brian here, we decided to create Icons to recognize any normal African that's doing good in the different fields or communities. That's how we came up with Icons.
Oh, I love that. So basically, it's we will recognize every African and make you feel like you're excellent as well.
Not really every, but the ones that have created an impact in the different fields or communities. The every will get there as well while they see others being honored. You know?
Yeah,
it's very important to recognize people that are doing good.
All right, that's incredible.
Yeah, but encourage at this thing.
Squeezing in.
As a squeezy, like you work hard for it.
You work hard for it. Natasha, the name is incredibly powerful. I mean, Icons of Africa. What does that truly represent for you?
Like I said, it's Africa. So, typical example, last year we honored Ubaba Mthethwa. He's our icon here in South Africa. He's been doing sports commentating for 30 years. That's 3 decades. So Icons is a name that gives you a platform to actually recognize you for the work that you've done over the years. So it gives you that, you know what, I've arrived, I've done so good for my country, for my community. So you are an icon to us and the community that you've been serving.
Oh, I love it. Brian, I'm going to come to you. You're the creative director. And I mean, as the creative director, you're responsible for shaping the experience and the feel of the awards. What can audiences expect from this year's ceremony that is different from like all the other years?
Okay, so this year we're definitely going bigger. For example, from the moment our guests step into the venue, I want them to feel like they're stepping into the future of African excellence. I want them to feel like they're part of a story where they become, you know, unified on one stage, becoming together all these African beautiful countries and, you know, just proudly acknowledging one another that we are great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, Natasha,
Yes.
it's Africa Month, right?
Yes,
so this is very fitting for us to have these awards in this month.
Absolutely.
When you look back, what has been some of the most rewarding moments for you since the inception of the awards, and moments where you can just be like, yeah, we did that?
Every year, it's different for me. It's a moment when you send out an invitation to a particular honoree or an awardee or a lifetime achievement honoree, and they accept the invitation. it gives me goosebumps all the time to say they've actually done their research and they were like, this is what I would love to be honored at. I always tell Brian every day when I cry a lot, I'm very emotional.
Oh, yes.
When I'm happy, when I'm sad. So every time someone accepts an invitation, it gives us to say, you know what, we're doing good, let's move forward. Just to add on what you asked, Brian, what's going to be different this year? We're having a few fashion designers coming to South Africa to showcase their designs. So we've got Tanzania, we've got Zambia, we've got also 2 South African fashion designers showcasing their designs just to give us a bit of a show on the day.
Oh, that's incredible. And see, now I want to go to the awards. Why don't I have an invite?
Certainly, you should come through. You should come through.
Brian, coming back to you, look, in the spirit of Africa Month still, how do we ensure that the awards remain authentic, they remain credible, and they represent the diversity that we have in Africa in general, in our talent? So from our designers to our actors and musicians, how do we keep that authenticity?
All right. So number one thing that I love about this platform is ensuring that we as African are telling our own stories the way that we want to tell the world. Because at the end of the day, the world is really watching and looking at what we are doing as well. So whilst they're watching, let's give them a show they will not forget and make ourselves proud as well whilst they're doing that. So it's more about being more authentic and also just being proudly African and not being too, let's say, too modern, because sometimes you can just modernize everything. But with this time around, we really want to show that we are proud to be Africans united.
United Africans indeed. Natasha,
yes.
Something really that stands out is we don't speak of nominees and winners. We're speaking of honorees.
Yes.
Who are some of the notable honorees that are being honored at this year's Icons of Africa Awards?
I am particularly excited about honoring Usisunati. She's been on radio for quite a while. She is a woman that everybody loves. I'm also very excited to honor Fali Ipupa. He's from DRC. I think we all know him. For them to accept such invitations through our organization is very, 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 very exciting for us. So particularly those 2. I love everybody else, but those 2, they're very close to my heart.
I love that. I was actually traveling today and Sis Unati's song was playing with Tembi.
Yes.
She really is an icon and she deserves to be honored. Brian, as we wrap it up, what does the future of Icons of Africa Awards look like? When you look back from the ones that you've had to the show that you're going to put together next week, what are you hoping for in the future as the creative director?
All right. Number one, I want to say from last year, there's so much growth that I've seen from all the planning behind the scenes. And also, when we look into the future, you want to compete on a global stage with your big ceremonies overseas. So that recognition globally, we are definitely going to get with the way that I've implemented my ideas through this event that's happening next week. So everyone should look out for that.
Oh, and speaking of everyone looking out for it, Natasha, say I'm watching now. Yes. And I'm like, even me, I want to be an icon. How do I get spotted by Icons of Africa Awards to say, even me, Excel, or I want to attend the awards? How can I?
So attending and being recognized is 2 different things. Attending, you can just go through to our team that will obviously let you know how you can attend where the event is happening. But then being honored is different. We've got what we call an Icons Council that go through your profile and actually verify who you've been saying who you are, the work you've done in your community. Then we pick and choose in a category to say maybe it's arts, who actually deserves it better. So it is a decision that takes us quite some time to decide. We don't just say, I was an hour, this one, and you get an award. No, you get an award.
Everybody gets an award.
It doesn't work like that. So that also gives us a bit of credibility as well to actually have an Icons Council, people that have been in the organization, people that have received awards before to actually help us select the best honorees for the year.
Oh, that's incredible. Guys, congratulations. Thank you so much for Icons of Africa Awards. May you never tire. May you continue to expand your platform and recognize African talent at its best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We love it. That was Natasha Mncube and Brian Tupana, the founder and creative director of the Icons of Africa Awards. Happening on the 30th of May 2026, the awards aim to celebrate excellence, innovation and African brilliance across industries. On to this now. As the saying goes, health is wealth. There is no age limit to getting fit and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, even in your golden years. Whether you're starting your fitness journey or continuing it, every step counts. So, a balanced diet and a regular exercise can improve not only your body, but your overall quality of life. Trendz Live producer Abafazi visited a gym in North Riding, north of Johannesburg, to find out more about strength training for your golden years. Have a look.
Ever heard of the phrase, the habits you build today are the foundation your future self will stand on? Well, that phrase applies to each and every little thing you do, from the food you eat to what you fuel your mind with. We spent some time at the gym understanding why training your body is a reward for older people, especially those in their golden years.
People have now only begun to realize actually that strength training goes far and beyond just like looking good and feeling good on the outside, but it's also for your golden years, you know, for your golden era when you become 60 or 70, to help with bone density or keeping your muscle mass and even like brain health.
Strength training is not just for athletes or gym regulars. It's actually one of the most well-researched ways for anyone to live a healthier, longer life, no matter your age.
Muscle mass actually regulates a lot of functions in the body. For example, your blood sugar levels and even your metabolism. So when we are 30, even as early from our 30s, like our body starts to lose muscle naturally. And we then need to like do something in order to maintain that process so that it doesn't happen when we get to 60 and 70.
We got to meet Ntswaki Chabalala, a vibrant 69-year-old who has been actively moving her body for over 4 decades. She's an avid runner and weightlifter. Looking back, she tells us that when she chose a healthy lifestyle in her younger years, she knew it would pay off.
I started working out more than 40 years ago, you know. I started walking, then running. I prefer it in the street, though sometimes I miss the gym. When I started training, exercising 30 years ago, I was just doing it as a hobby.
Strength training is not only about building muscles, but it also plays a direct role in regulating blood sugar, supporting your metabolism and keeping your weight in a healthy range. And when supported by a balanced diet, it works wonders for your body, mind, and soul.
Every single one of us has a protein goal during the day, and that goal actually determines if your body is losing weight or if it's just maintaining itself.
Ntswaki understands that being active and moving your body is great, but it's not the whole picture. She still goes for regular doctor's visits to make sure she's healthy holistically.
Staying active, really, it does help. Even if you exercise, you gym, don't forget to do your checkups.
You are never truly late for anything in life. For as long as your vision is clear, you can begin at any time.
There's definitely going to be a difference regardless of the age of when you start strength training. And yeah, I know it's very intimidating to walk into a gym, but you know, there are like people that just mentioned like a personal trainer that you can like, you know, ask for some advice or take a buddy to the gym, you know. You don't have to like lift 100 kgs the first day you walk in. Like start small and then you work your way up to more heavier weights.
Sometimes I feel the fear of uncertainty stinging clear. Yeah, and I can't help but ask myself how much I let the fear take the wheel and steer. Yeah, it's driven me before and it seems to have a very haunting mass appeal. But lately, I'm beginning to find that I should be the one behind the wheel. Hey, whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there, and I'll be there. Oh. So if I decide to wait for my chance to be one of the hive, yeah, well, I choose water over wine and hold my own and drive. Oh, it's driven me before, and it seems to be the way that everyone else gets around. But lately, I'm beginning to find that when I drive myself, my light is found. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes, yeah, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there, and I'll be there. Oh. Hey,
Ooh, oh, it feels like a soulful jam session. My goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, joining me in studio right now is a proudly South African singer, songwriter whose soulful sound blends elements of gospel, R&B, and house music into something deeply personal and authentic. Many of us first got to know her during her incredible journey on Idol South Africa, where she earned a place in the top 10, but since, she has then continued to grow as an artist and as a powerful voice and an even more powerful story to tell. Discovering her voice at the tender age of 8, she heeded the musical calling and has never looked back. You have just heard her now perform her track. It's called Drive, but she has a lot more in store for us. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the Trendz Live stage, please make some noise for Thapelo SO. Hey. But you must say boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Welcome to Trendz Live, Thapelo. Listen, let's get straight into it, right? 8 years old in Vosloorus, there you are discovering that you can sing. What clicked in your head that was just like, maybe this is not just a hobby, this is a career for me?
Performing live when SABC used to play those Beyonce concerts. I'd be the one that was performing in front of my family. Beyonce was no longer the artist, I was the artist.
Oh, yes.
That's when I knew that, yeah, maybe this is me. This is what I'm about, yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible. And then something incredible happens. Idols, yes. A lot of us were introduced to you on Idols. Talk to me about what that experience taught you about yourself.
An unforgettable experience. I think it taught me a lot about my voice. A lot happened on the show, and it really taught me resilience and to never quit. I mean, it's a big competition on a big stage in front of the entire South Africa, and it just, yeah, like I said, you know, taught me to just keep on going.
I love that you speak about the resilience, because that's what I was going to ask you about next, because then you did it twice, yes? You then came back and you were in the top 10. Shout out to you for that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I need to know. What kept you motivated? What kept you pushing?
The end goal. Right, I've always wanted to do this. I started in the church at 8 years old, and you know, I guess the bug just, you know, bit me and never let me go. And I just knew that this is what I want to do, and Idols was the place to take me right there.
Okay, let's go back now to, you're saying church, right? Because there you were, 8 years old, and we can hear this now in the sounds of your music, because you blend house influences, gospel and R&B. Talk to me about some of your musical influences. Which artists are you drawing from? Huh? Whose songs are you drawing from?
Where do I even start? So, South Africa, my icon, the late Lebo Mathosa, that was my girl, right? So, yeah. right here, it was her, Miss Brenda Fassie, you know, your Yvonne Chaka Chakas, and then my icon is Miss Aretha Franklin. So I draw inspiration from all of those people, and you know, I'm not necessarily one-sided. I like to draw from different artists, and that's what I do. I'm open-minded, I listen to everybody, and I pull from that as well.
Yeah, but I can tell from your presence, because like these are really strong and powerful women.
Right.
I mean, when you said Live Matters, I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. I mean, you stepped on the stage and you set it on fire.
Thank you so much.
Thapelo, in 2024, you then signed with a record label.
Yes.
How has this changed the way that you view music and the way that you view yourself? What has that done for your confidence as an artist?
So I've always been really timid, you know, very shy.
Really? I wouldn't say.
Very. Right? I mean, I've always been like that. And then signing, I guess, kind of boosted that confidence, because I mean, I can't be on stage and be shy, right? So I guess, you know, signing and eventually being able to get the opportunity to do it on a professional level is what gave me the confidence that I needed. And you know, it's an everyday journey. I'm learning every day as I go, and I guess it gets better and better and better.
And it got better because then we got the release of your EP.
Yes.
So Drive is a song from your EP that you just performed for us. Now, talk to me about the EP. Where were you at mentally when you were writing it, and maybe also Drive. Well, are you driving a special somebody? Where are you driving to?
Am I? My EP, ne? Funny story. Bendigo. When I was writing the EP, and the EP is about love, right?
Yeah.
But you know, music heals me, and I want my music to heal people. I was healing through my music, and that's why the EP came out the way it did. It's about love. It's about good feels, good vibrations, and that's why we have the product that we have out right now. And with Drive, we just wanted to, you know, take a different route and a different approach to what I usually do. So we covered a song by the head band Incubus, Drive, and we were like, let's do soft rock and see how it translates. And I think we did a pretty good job, if I say so myself.
No, of course you did. We just heard it, so it's superb.
Thank you.
Look, your EP is very emotional, and we get to connect when we listen to it. So I have to ask you, because we always speak about the happy stuff.
Yes.
Was there a song that was challenging for you to write? Which one pulled you out of your comfort zone?
Nkizio. Well, you know, that was a collaboration, but Inklizio is deeply personal because it's a song about motivation, it's a song about never giving up and whatnot. So I guess that's the song that I really pulled from the most emotionally. Everything else really, you know, I was just pouring what was in my heart out into the lyrics, and yeah, that's where we're at with it.
Oh man, and who were you thinking of? Because Yazin, Nkizio, I mean, you forgive me if I'm wrong, but there's a Nkizio, there's a Drive, there's a love, there's a common theme, yeah.
It's fine. Yes, it's like Kota next time.
It's like Kota next time. Listen, you're gonna perform Vuma for us. This was your debut single. What makes this song so special? What is Vuma about? Just chat to me about it.
Vuma, what makes it special is because it was my debut single, yes. And what makes it really special is that it's a love song, you know. It's about being in love, falling in love.
Where's born?
Love again.
Okay.
I believe in love. You know, sometimes we don't like it, but I mean...
Well,
right.
Okay.
So it's about, you know, bringing people together, people coming together, you know, and that's what Vuma's about. It's my favorite song on the EP, by the way. Guys, stream it, please. So yeah, that's what Vuma's about.
And stream it we will. Before I let you perform, because I know I am aching and the entire country is waiting, what's next for Thapelo in this brand new year? What can we expect? Is there an album coming soon?
You know, I don't want to reveal too much too soon, but there is music that I'm working on, and trust me, it is going to be amazing.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. When I love a girl, and then you must come back here and perform this new music.
Definitely will.
I'll hold you to it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Thapelo. So I'm going to get out of the way now, because just like me, I know that you've been waiting. She's performing her debut single. It's called Vuma on the Trendz live stage. Enjoy.
This one is for the lovers. Gwaze Wamnanda kuthanda nguwe baby mina ngithi sorry machita isoka lami fike naba kubo bathi bona shiya abaginsi kwenzo wethu indodana izibonele ibalenti yazithandela ayibo ngiyavuma yebo aya ngiyavuma yebo yeah sitshela mama no baba dale mina ngawe ngiyasivela bangalethi imali yonke soze ngikushiye awudinga ukubuza kabili dale mina ngawe ngiyasivela bangalethi imali yonke soze ngikushiye kwaze wamnanda kuthanda nguwe baby ngithi mina sorry machita isoka lami fike naba kubo bathi bona shiya abaginsi kwenzo wethu indodana yizibonele ibaleti yazithandela ayibo ngiyavuma yebo aya mina ngiyavuma yebo sitshela mama no baba dale mina ngawe ngiyasivela bangalethi imali yonke soze ngikushiye dingubuza kabili dale mina ngawe ngiyasivela bangalethi imali yonke angeke ngikushiye ngiyavuma yebo
Welcome back to Trendz Live. Now, as we continue celebrating Africa Month, a group of women attest to the power of our continent's vibrancy through music. Having graced both local and international stages, Abafazi Bengoma have for years rendered performances entailing live instruments, expressing dance and compelling narratives. Trendz producer Didi Ntlemokelesi joined them in Orlando, Soweto at rehearsals to indulge in sounds that continue to ever so profoundly reiterate tales of our beautiful continent. Have a look.
The thunderous sound of drums, marimba and percussion echoing African melodies rich in heritage and culture. As if their musical stories brimming from a calabash, one instantly gets goosebumps from their instrumental and vocal strength. These are African rhythms and sounds from women full of song.
So what we do is we are an all-female marimba band. We sing, we dance, we play the marimba, we play percussion, we do some acting at times. We needed to form this group as women to do this for ourselves, for other women as well, to inspire and aspire other women of all shapes and colors. Our music is mostly inspired by culture. Sometimes we sit and think of a queen that made history and we think, you know, it would be nice to have one of their hits. And sometimes we think what's in the trends, what do mostly the youth or even the older youth relate to these days.
The band has traveled extensively, emphatically embracing our cultural identities and beauty of our continent's diversity. Having worn outstanding traditional garments as they express their African pride on international platforms such as the Netherlands, Paris and Holland, just to name a few, their fashion sense speaks boldly of their artistic chronicles.
Sometimes the colors that you're wearing can actually tell
how you feel or who you are or what kind of person you are. We also try to tell the story with what we're wearing. So that somebody sitting there, before we start singing or dancing or playing drums, we've already sang and told a story about who we are. As artists, we advocate for what normal people see. So we take the normal stories that people go through and we put them on stage using drums, marimbas, singing, dancing, so people can see what they're going through, but with other eyes.
The instruments add an incredibly raw and attractive sense of authenticity to the band's artistic choices. Unlimited to specific genres, the magic comes alive through these intricately designed, handcrafted wooden instruments. Herein lies the essence of their impactful dance theater and African storytelling techniques.
I want to talk about the Dunes first. They are a set of 3 drums. They all give different tones, mostly depending on the size of it. But they are goat skin, and we have the wood in between with the ropes. It's the same concept with the djembe drum. And then we have the marimba. If you have a good look, our marimba is painted in a South African color flag, which gives it, a vibrant look. So the marimba is mostly made on wood. It's just carved wood. If you can have a look at the bottom of the notes, they're all carved in a C shape, just to tune it differently. Then you have the do, re, mi, fa, so on the marimba. The instrument is originally from Zimbabwe. It was played back in the olden days. They used to dig holes on the ground and put a wooden plank and just hit where the hole is, and it would give different sounds.
Charity still begins at home. While preserving our culture in a world where technology is fast taking over, it's imperative for these women to transfer their expertise to younger generations and other women in township communities.
I'm an African queen, and I'm a product of Ubuntu Base Africa. I'm a product of being taught. This is what we love to do besides performing as Abafazi Bengoma. We like going back to the community, teaching women this, teaching kids, having workshops, creating charity events, using the craft.
Music, infectious and certainly an endearing way to express the beauty of Africa and its people.
So beautiful. Now, this year marks 40 years since the military occupation of the University of Thapelo, a pivotal chapter in South Africa's liberation history that shaped student activism and political resistance in the country. Now, award-winning filmmaker Thapelo is bringing the story to the screen through his latest political psychological thriller, Studying Under the Barrel of a Gun. The film not only revisits the experiences of students living under apartheid oppression, but also shines a spotlight on Limpopo's emerging creative talent.
Acclaimed South African director Thapelo is returning to his roots with a bold new feature film titled Studying Under the Barrel of the Gun. The political psychological drama is set against the backdrop of the University of Thaphelo's occupation during apartheid, a period marked by military presence, political unrest, and student resistance. The story follows Ernest Khoza, a soft-spoken rural student who becomes involved in the underground movement opposing apartheid soldiers stationed at the university. As the tension escalates, the film explores themes of youth political consciousness, faith, psychological warfare, and the cost of resistance. For Malope, the project is more than just filmmaking. It is a return to the Thapelo community, where he first filmed the popular television series Skeem Saam nearly 15 years ago. Thapelo as an institution is known for producing influential leaders, including President Cyril Ramaphosa, former President Kgalema Motlanthe, and anti-apartheid activist Reverend Frank Chikane. Beyond preserving the history, the production is also investing in the future of Limpopo's creative industry by opening opportunities for local actors and technical interns to gain professional on-set experience. The film premiered this week in cinemas nationwide.
That's unfortunately all we have time for this evening, but fear not, we're back again next week at 8 p.m. exclusively on SABC News. If you missed the show, don't worry, you can catch up with us on our SABC News YouTube page or on SABC Plus. But you can call me Mne from myself and the rest of the team. Until next time, from our hearts to yours. Au revoir, bye-bye.